The 5 worst between the legs dribble habits. These can keep you from being effective with getting past defenders in game situations, could make it so you just lose the basketball all on your own, and just make it hard to create for yourself in games and possibly get more turnovers. But if you fix them, you can instantly see some improvements. Be sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm gonna have 2 ways for you to take all this stuff next level. Now, a lot of these things I see with beginners, but the things especially near the end of the video are things that are gonna affect both beginner players, and I see it a lot with advanced players. But I'm gonna give you instant fixes so you can get rid of all those bad habits in seconds. Coach Jesse Muench with Get Handles Basketball, where we train harder and smarter so you can play like the pros. If that's something you're looking to do, subscribe and click that bell icon to catch the newest videos. First major problem, and this is one that can make it so you lose the basketball, is typically when you do your between the legs, you want to get your feet set. I see a lot of players when they'll do it, their feet are still moving, and because of that, the ball hits off their legs. Even if you're making like a quick change of direction, typically you want to focus on getting that front leg set, so that gives you a nice clear path to put the basketball through, number 1. And number 2, gives your body an awareness of where everything is. It's really hard to do that when everything's moving. Now, there are certain times in game situations where maybe you'll have that front leg moving yet, but that's for when you get a little bit more advanced and you know like you've got your control solid. But even then, you might find, and I find this from time to time too, that if I have that front leg moving, sometimes I'm gonna hit it because things can change. All of a sudden you need to react with this foot to where your defender's going, and all of a sudden you need to step shorter than what you wanted to, and now it hits off your leg. Whenever possible, try to quickly get those feet set where you want them, go into the between the legs, and then quickly make that next move. You don't want it to be a long pause, because then you can't make a good change of direction either, right? You have to find that balance of making a quick stop and changing direction. Click that like button if that tip helps, and leave me a comment, say this helps. Next bad habit is something I see with a lot of beginner players, but even from time to time, if I lose the basketball on my between the legs, I just say to myself, oh yeah, I didn't do this one thing. And it could lead to defenders stopping you or stealing the basketball. You'll see more about why in a second. And it's to swing your arm through your legs. So if you're not swinging your arm through your legs and you're releasing the basketball right here, again, you could be hitting your legs, you're not controlling the basketball as much as you could be, and you can't make little changes. So an example of what swinging the arm through the legs is, I always tell players, imagine there's a sheet of glass between your 2 legs. You wanna swing your arm through your legs and break that sheet of glass. That's gonna do a couple things. Number 1, the ball has no choice but to go through your legs, so you're never gonna lose the basketball because of that, because of it hitting your legs. Number 2, though, if you're releasing the basketball with that low swing through your legs, that gives you the option to change the angles a little bit. So let's say I'm looking to attack with my between the legs, and all of a sudden I see my defender cuts that angle off. Well, I can change that angle at the last second to come back this way instead of moving the basketball this way, and I can react better. And this can also affect you if your defender's really tight trying to go for the steal. If I push the basketball here where they're expecting it, good chance they could rip the basketball for me, get an easy fast break. But if I'm able to swing through and make that last second adjustment to pull it back, now I'm putting the ball in a position where it's harder for them to get to it, less likely to get stolen. Next bad habit, and this is something that seems really detailed and might not matter, but when I work with players in person, I'll literally film them with my iPhone in slow motion to show them exactly what I'm seeing, and then they'd be like, oh, I see what you're saying. And it's this: getting this second hand super down low, waiting to catch the dribble. And you might be like, well, why does that really matter? Does it really make a difference? It makes a huge difference. Here's why. If you're not catching the basketball way down here with the second hand waiting, like right in between your legs, down low, now you only have the option to basically catch the basketball wherever that hand is, right? If it's up here, I have to give the ball all this air time where my hand's not on it and wait for it to come into my hand before I can go into anything. So on top of the basketball being completely exposed in this little space here where my hand's not on it and they could steal it, I don't have the option to react to what's happening in game situations, and it slows down your combo moves. So let's say there's a defender here and I've got him with this between the legs and got him moving this way. I was gonna attack this way, right? Well, now I can't react to them moving that way and move the ball back this way until the basketball gets all the way up here in my hand. Whereas if I had the ball in my hand way down here, I could have made that reaction quicker. So it's gonna help you with reacting quicker, but also just by getting it here, I'm able to do that crossover lower, so it's also quicker. So even if I'm planning to do that combo move, that's gonna be a lot quicker. Make sure you've got that second hand waiting down low right between your legs to catch that basketball with an inch of it coming off the ground. 4th worst habit, and then the 5th one's gonna be the one that's really overlooked, a little bit of a harder habit to break, but I'm gonna give you a YouTube video that's gonna help you get rid of that habit and a lot of the habits in this video and show you ways to take that between the legs next level. But the next habit is to not dribble hard enough on the between the legs, not getting that snap in. If you're not getting that in, it's gonna make the dribble slower. So now combo moves are a little bit less effective. You know, you can't quickly get past your defender because your defender opportunities to steal the basketball because there's more air time before it comes back into that second hand. Even if my hands are close and I dribble it soft, right, there's a little bit longer air time where they can make a read on me. You wanna make sure you're snapping that wrist, swinging the shoulder. We talked about swinging the arm through, well, doing that quickly, and then that wrist snap at the end is gonna be big for getting some extra pop in the dribble. At the end of the video, I'm gonna link you to a YouTube video with drills that are gonna really help with this side of things. This is something that takes a little while to break yourself out of the habit of, but I've done it with players within about a day to start to get them out of it. And the habit is to always go from your between the legs and do this little hesitation, this little hop, right? Even like if you're more of this stance, I'll see players where they always come from here and then they'll hop and square up. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that's something you've got to get rid of in your game. It's absolutely a great thing to have in your game, and it's great to have to give you different options. The problem is, in certain game situations, when you have the opportunity to just flat out attack and get past your defender, or if you want to go into a quick combo like a Tim Hardaway U-tap two-step, taking the time to come from this and then go into this slows everything down. So when you've got that opportunity to attack past your defender, you want to really focus on your feet. With that between the legs, I got this back leg back here, right? I want to focus on driving that forward as quick as I can and also moving the ball forward as quick as I can. That's going to give me a lot more opportunities to quickly blow by my defenders from the between the legs. If I'm adding that hesitation and my defender sees I'm thinking about going this way, that gives them that millisecond they need to slide in front of me, and now I got a charge call. And then with more of like your crossover combos, you would want to focus on moving that back leg forward once again. You just would want to move it in a different direction. This video's got drills to help you take that between the legs next level. This video is going to give you a bunch of simple one dribble crossovers that you can add to the end of this. That'll give you a ton of different options to beat your defender pretty much no matter what they do. That video's got thousands of views and likes. People are loving it. I'm sure you'll like it too. If you want to see 5 of the worst dribbling habits, period, check out this video. Click that like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon to catch the newest videos.